Welcome in to Davis High Basketball on KSL Sports Rewind, presented by Heidemann and Associates. We've got our regular season finale, a great rivalry as Davis takes to the road to take on the Fremont Silverwolves. Thank you for joining us, everyone. My name is Dane Stewart. Please be joined by Hector Marquez. Hector, we've got ourselves a heck of a ball game tonight.
I agree. I just saw that Coleman Atwood's starting. He didn't start the last game, so I know he did really well for them last game, and they're going to try to get that scoring punch started early.
He has really surged the back half of the season. You talk about this Davis group. They're 12-10 overall, 6-5 in region play, coming off a shocking loss to Clearfield. We'll talk about that over the course of the contest. But 4 scorers who average double figures, including Coleman, Zach Fisher, Caden Eggett, Colby Wicker. This is a very balanced lineup for Coach Chad Sims.
I agree. I like Zach Fisher's game. I wish he'd attacked the basket a little bit more, but we'll see what he does today. I mean, David Calvert's tough. He's tough to move, and he's a big boy.
His stretchability could be a difference in this ball game for Davis. You talk about Fremont. Look, they beat Davis earlier this season. That was in Kaysville. 14-7 overall, 9-2 in region play. This Fremont squad assured at least a share of a region championship, but they're selfish. They want it all for themselves, and it's been a big year for Hunter Hansen. Had to fight through some injuries, but he may be the key tonight for this Fremont offense.
I agree. Hunter Hansen's a good ball player, Utah State commit. But how about Hogan? Hogan had a career night. Last time they faced off, I'd be surprised if Davis lets him go off again, but I guarantee he's going to let it fly.
Yeah, Hogan had 27, hit 8 3-pointers in that matchup. He certainly has scoring ability. Braden Flinders had a big game. Boston Hadley, a young guy, people told me before the game, keep an eye on. David Calvert as well. Both these two rosters, very balanced, similarly constructed rosters. Can't wait for what should be a good one in our Region 1 finale. It is Davis and Fremont senior night here for the Silverwolves. And Fremont in the home whites, Davis in the road blacks as we prepare to tip off our season finale of Davis High Basketball here on KSL Sports Rewind.
Great crowd here, man. It's going to be tough for Davis. It's getting loud.
This building gets really loud. It is one of the more fun atmospheres that exists in the state, and we are underway as the tip controlled by the Silverwolves. Hand it off here. This is Hogan. We mentioned him in the opening. Now Hunter Hansen. High post here, Calvert.
Both teams like to run those dribble handoffs, so we'll see how many paint touches they can get.
You see the penetration there, and an early foul called here. Going to go on the darts. That is Bennett Wright.
And Davis can't afford to get in foul trouble early because they just don't go deep from their bench.
Pass back, 3 on the way. Hogan's 3 won't go. Loose ball, Atwater has it for the darts. First offensive possession. Coleman Atwater, good defended there by Flinders. Take away that cut. This is Fisher. Talk about him in the open. Little reverse. First bucket of the ball game to the darts and Zach Fisher.
So one thing I saw there that I didn't see in their last game is Fremont overhelped a lot on the drive. They stayed home on that one. I don't think they're gonna help. They got hammered by Davis on back cuts.
Working around near side. Flinders sends up top. Calvert, boy, he senses a little bit of space. How about the big man for 3?
That kid can play, man.
I don't know if this is surprising or not. 40% on the year for David Calvert from long range. It fits in Mulaney's offense well. Here's the other Fisher, Alex. That one won't go. Zach keeping it.
The thing that I really like about David Calvert's game is that he takes quality shots.
He's a guy that, look, doesn't get a lot of notoriety for his impact, but can play inside, can play outside. And with a group that's battled injuries the last couple of years, he's always kind of been the stalwart guy, game in, game out for Coach Mulaney.
Absolutely. He holds it down inside and outside.
That foul called on Wright. That's his second. As he's on defense here. A drive there by Hansen, skipped across, and they say Yeah, deflected. And how about, look, tip of the cap to Coach Sims. That's honest Chad right there. He went over to the official. Hey, it was deflected. So, you know.
That doesn't happen
Coach.
too often.
No. Inbounded to Calvert.
I love that inbound play by Fremont. Screen the screener, slide in right behind. If you don't switch, or if you do switch, they're going to get something.
And sending notice early, this game could be decided in the paint. Here's Fisher for three, short. It was online. Fremont back on it. Here's Hogan. Oh, that deflected, but found its way through to Flinders. Brayton had a big game, 8 points, 10 rebounds, 11 assists in that first matchup. The drive there, shot clock inside of 10. Hansen, blocked away by Fisher, gets it back. Hunter going up, blocked again. The third chance and fouled, and Hunter Hansen will head to the line.
Glad to see Hunter back on the court. But I think they missed an opportunity there. We had David Calvert being guarded by Coleman Atwater. I mean, he could have slid right into the post and could have made easy work there.
It's Hunter Hansen, the junior, at the line. 2 free throws. First one rims out. Want to let you know the clock you see on your screen, unofficial. At times we'll start it early, stop it late, that sort of thing, to try to keep it trued up with our official game clock here in the building. As Hansen splits the trip, and the lead is 6-2.
I like this 1-2-2 that Fremont's in. It's kind of slowing Davis down, and they get into their set a little bit late.
Two teams that are hungry coming into this game. We talk about Davis, the surprising loss against Clearfield. Fremont losing to Syracuse. And this makes Region 1 interesting late in the game back of Fremont tonight. So a Davis win could actually help their region rival Leighton Lancers get a co-region championship. Region 1 is just crazy this year.
At the beginning of the season, it was kind of a toss-up. You didn't know what you were going to get from Davis. You know Fremont was going to be good. You know Leighton had some guys returning. So
Syracuse had expectations.
Exactly. So, you know, once the playoffs start, nothing matters. Everybody's 0-0, and we'll see what happens.
Davis basketball. That was Eggett handing off. Pull up, here's that shot clock dwindling, and Hansen with the deflection. Here comes Hunter. The drive, hanging and hitting. Hunter Hansen with 3. Yeah, Davis right now offensively, you talked about it, Hector, feel very out of sorts.
Yeah, they just got to let the game come to them, move the basketball around, take what the defense gives you. Fremont didn't need to reach on that one. Coleman picked up his dribble there. I think he was in trouble, but
that foul was called on Flinders. Just worked around. Here's Atwater, back to the corner. McKnight. A lot of perimeter movement here. Shot clock at 15. Here's Fisher again. That drive cut off. Sends out. Open 3 for Caden. Eggett's 3 rattled out, but an offensive rebound and a loose ball foul here on the box out. Going to be called on Hogan, his first.
On that last play there, that's the hard part with Davis is if they beat you off the dribble, you're going to leave a shooter wide open. Luckily for Fremont, they didn't hit on that one, but that's something to watch there.
Reminds you of that state championship Fremont squad, right? Everyone can shoot the 3 ball. Davis had that on their state championship team. Both aspects, or both rosters, still have that here in 2022-23.
If you want to see the floor at Davis, man, you better shoot that 3.
Yep. I remember Coach Sims' days at Northridge, and it was that way. It was like the Knights, it was the long ball, and that certainly maintained the case in his time at Davis.
We've got some horns action here.
Here's Blanche, gave that back out to Flinders. Christian Blanche is one of the best linebackers in the state this fall season of football. As that lost out, we'll go back to Davis. Fremont had some nice early buckets, but it feels like they've been a little out of sorts these last couple of possessions too.
Yeah, there's a lack of rhythm a little bit on both sides here, but it's still early. Hopefully it picks up here for us.
How do you help players settle in?
You know what? You got to do it in practice. If you're coaching those kids like that during the game, it's just tough. It's just tough. You're hoping that they're locked in, by the time the ball tips off.
It's a good look from the corner there. It was just a little long, tapped out. We'll stay here with the darts.
But every once in a while, you do got to talk to the kids and tell them, hey, just let the game come to you.
Here's Atwater. Tried to look over for Fisher, deflected out. And Coach Sims even looking at Coleman. I think the sign there was, hey, you can shoot that.
Yeah, he could have took one more dribble, maybe threw a floater up there.
Zach had it knocked away, still with it. Atwater again. Little pump fake, Coleman spin move, blocked away. Good hands there by Hadley, but it's put up and in for the Darts. Eggett there with the finish. There's Flinders. Hansen in the paint. Boy, tough shot. And Hansen came down awkwardly, but Calvert there for the finish. Open look. Fisher won't go. And crafty play there by the big man Calvert, able to play it off of Davis.
That's a good hustle right there.
Substitutions here for both sides. Alex Fisher coming on for the Darts. Meanwhile, Easton Duft on for Fremont, as is Gage McFarland.
Davis is kind of small here with this lineup. Curious what they'll do with Calvert here.
Yeah. Looks like it might be, well, I think Eggett getting that duty. Hansen, a little bit of separation. Just short, tapped out. It'll go back to the visitors.
I like how both coaches let their guys play. They're not overcoaching here.
Yeah.
It's the end of the season here. Let's work on our game. I don't have to overcoach.
I was talking with Coach Mulaney in the hallway before the girls' game. It's like, you ready for state? He's like, we're ready. And it just speaks to that, right? It's like, look, we've played 20-plus games. Like, if you're not ready now, when will you be, right?
Exactly. And like we talked about earlier, man, in 6A, 5A, anything could happen.
Yeah. Zach Fisher back on the floor here for Davis. Been surprised by the low scoring in this first quarter.
Yeah, the three ball just ain't falling.
Yeah. Sent to Fisher, back out here. Final 90 seconds of our opening quarter. Oh, good eyes to find Eggett, but couldn't possess it. And it's Fremont. Numbers for the Silverwolves. Hansen over, and it's blocked away. Boy, great recovery by Fisher, but Fremont back on it. Hansen, left hand finish.
That was a great pass by Hunter. Zach Fisher made a great play, and it ended up in Hunter Hansen's hand, and he finished that off.
And a traveling violation. We'll give it back to Fremont. How about the play by Christian Blance on the other end? He's the one that got the ball back for Fremont and allowed Hansen to score it.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting Davis to be out 4 points late here in the first quarter.
Right. Hansen, that double team, boy, had a little space there. Up top here with Duff, the sophomore. The sister played here. And now it's Easton's turn. As a member of the Utah Top 50 this summer, kicks to the corner, three on the way, and count it! Gage McFarland off the bench with the tray. Well, they call it just a two. On the other end, there's Fisher. Boy, they needed that, Davis did.
Yeah,
and they did call it a 3 for McFarland.
Nice to see that one fall for Davis.
Alex Fisher shot the ball really well. We'll get back to that. Final seconds. Duft lost his footing. They'll call a traveling violation here. And are they going to let the quarter expire? Yes, they will. So the quarter will expire on that note. It is 15-7. Fremont leading Davis after 1. You're watching Davis High basketball on KSL Sports Rewind, presented by Heidemann and Associates. Welcome back here to Fremont High School. Start of the second quarter, 15-7. Dane Stewart, Hector Marquez with you. Interesting first quarter, Hector. Low scoring from what we thought we'd see.
It is. I mean, right now Fremont's kind of dictating the pace. They're playing their pace, and defensively, they're playing right on that three-point line, kind of daring Davis to step out further, and yeah, they're just controlling the game right now.
Good look there for Josh McKnight. It's just short, and Fremont getting the clear. On the other end, McFarland was looking for his second 3. That was off the mark. Atwater skips over. Zach into the paint, short. That ball bouncing all over the floor. Little hot potato finds its way to Fisher.
Fremont's playing great defense.
Help there by Calvert. They've been very active. I mean, quick hands, and they're quick to collapse down on the ball.
I think the difference is right now is that Fremont's keeping most of their guys in front of them. And, you know, on the other end, Fremont's driving too, kicking it, finding some open guys. They're moving the basketball pretty well. So that's kind of the difference here in the game. Fremont's getting a few more open looks.
McKnight at the line, missed his first 2 free throws here as that foul was called on Hogan. Substitutions, Hansen and Flinders coming on here for Fremont. Easton Wright back, or Bennett Wright back on the floor for the Darts.
Curious to see what kind of adjustments Davis makes here defensively starting the second quarter.
What would you look to do?
I'd pick up a little higher, make them go, you know, one-on-one, push them out as far as I can. And that way the help can get there early and recover at the same time.
Here's Duft working to Hansen. Skips across, Flinders. Cut off, nice defense there by Davis.
Good rotation.
Calvert trying to penetrate. Oh, how about Calvert? How about that reach?
That's a tough move right there. Spin move, extend that left. Nice touch.
He covered a lot of room there. He goes from the middle of the paint to outside the paint.
I've never seen him play football, but now I'm intrigued. I might go find some tape on him.
He's a tight end, and he's a good one. He had a candidate for a catch of the year this last year for Fremont. That one deflected out. It'll stay with the Darts.
Yeah, Fremont's just active right now. You know, Davis is in a little funk, but you know we got plenty of time here. Let's see what they draw up here on this out of bounds play.
It's a Fremont team. We talked about coming off the loss to Syracuse. They only scored 39 points.
There we go.
How about that 3? Bennett Wright for Davis.
That three-point shot is that equalizer, right? Get a couple more of those, and we've got a ball game here.
Both these two teams shoot about the same. 35% for Fremont, 36 for Davis from the beyond the arc.
It's interesting how similar they are statistically, but their players are just so different too.
Yeah. Here's Flinders kicking outside. Good ball movement. Shot clock down to 6. Hansen's shot won't go. Oh, there's Blanche.
That kid is always in the right place. You can't teach that.
He kind of reminds you of their state championship team. They had their quarterback, and I can't remember his name right now, but it was very similar where it was like he was just always in the right spot making crafty plays. Stratford, there you go. That's what we pay our interns for right there. Fremont basketball, 9-point lead here. Hansen kicking out with Calvert.
Davis switching everything here, trying to switch things up.
That foul called on Atwater. Be the first on Coleman.
First person.
14th foul on the Darts.
Checking in for Davis, number 30, Brox Turner.
Davis going to the bench early here.
Yeah, Brox Turley coming on the floor. Oh, entry to Hansen at the rim, but too strong.
Good defense by Coleman, staying straight up there.
Another sophomore that was in the Utah top 50 this summer, and boy, his game is really elevated this year.
Yeah.
An offensive foul.
You know what? His game is smooth. He reminds me of I don't know if people remember some Drazen Petrovic back in the day. He kind of has that like stutter, jab in, push out. If you don't get out on him, he'll hit you with the jumper. He can get creative with it.
Yeah.
I love Coleman Atwater's game.
It's over 40% beyond the arc, 80% from the line, 45% from the field. Very efficient.
Yeah,
And just a sophomore.
Definitely one of the best class of 2025 kids out there.
Yes. Calvert, strong take. Couldn't get it to go. Guess who? Christian Blanche once again.
He's got to have, what, 8 points?
Well, he's got 4. Calvert has 9. The
Okay.
football players shouldering the load here early.
Sometimes you got to play football on the basketball court to win some games.
Multi-sport athletes, man. It must
Absolutely.
work. Must work. Here's Atwater. We're past the midway point in this second quarter. 11-point lead for Fremont. Shot clock down to 5. Coleman hands to Fisher, back with Atwater for 3. Won't go. Blanche with the board.
If you notice, Fremont is playing back a little bit, and that's causing Davis to not get into the lanes, and they're shooting a lot of shots late in the shot clock.
Well, because even that whole 5-out offense is really predicated on driving ability and taking advantage of spacing, and if you can't get the drive, it becomes very difficult to execute.
And you know, when teams are switching on you like that, you got to hit them with the back door. You got to do just a little curl cut, just switch things up to make it just harder on the defense to just sit back there.
Blanche trying to feed one for Hansen, and boy, Davis made the right play but couldn't take advantage. Their last to touch, it'll stay here.
Fremont quietly went up by 11 here.
Yeah.
So
Same inbound.
again. Same play. I'll tell you what, I'm going to use that in the club season. I'm stealing that one.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
It's good. I love it.
I know a 5A coach, he told me every baseline inbound I run, we go to the rim. Every one. It's like it's free 2 points.
Well, you get David Calvert in that deep.
Yeah,
there's no stopping him.
That certainly makes a difference. And a foul here. You see Davis trying to be more aggressive there on the drive. The blocking call here. Be the 14th foul, the first on Hadley.
You could definitely tell these teams know exactly what they want to do. And that kind of goes across the board in Region 1, as there's a lot of parity in Region 1.
And long-term coaches, you know, that have just been here for a long time, playing each other. Great histories. Fisher short. Offensive board, Agate. Draws the contact, Calvert will pick it up.
Davis needs these free throws right here. They need to keep it as close to 10 as possible, especially going into halftime. I mean, with this crowd here, senior night, you don't want to go down too much.
Davis has only scored 3 points in the first 5.5 here of this second quarter.
Wow.
And it remains there as that free throw for Caden Agate rims out.
Checking in for Davis, number 21.
And it's not that Davis feels rushed. It just they just haven't been able to get any gel tonight.
And I mean, I hate to say this because you want your teams to be patient, but they're being too patient. They got to be a little bit more aggressive.
0 for 2 on the trip at the line. Fremont, other end, Hadley from the corner.
Drop 2, kick it, splash it in the corner. Oh, we got steal.
And a steal. Flinders.
Brandon's got to throw that one down.
Right? I was going to say, it's about the quietest this building's ever been in, an 18-point difference. And I was wondering if that would maybe get some of the energy going as a foul on this end. If that's on Calvert, that's going to be his second. And indeed it is.
I know if that was me and I would have dunked it, I wouldn't have let go to the rim. I'll take the tee.
I don't have the hops to dunk. I barely have the hops to do a lay-in.
Athletes are just so different now. These kids train all the time. And you got kids all over the state. You got 8th graders, dunking now. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It is. Another missed free throw here for Davis. And they are adding up quickly. That one rattles in.
See what kind of set Fremont runs here. They're going to go horns. Ooh, some ISO.
Inside. Set up by the penetration, Hector.
I like that kid. He's tough. Every team needs a kid like that.
Yes.
Just play your role, keep it simple.
Yep. 30-11. Trying to end the run. That'll help for Davis. The made three from Caleb Taylor.
Davis going deep into their bench, which they usually don't do, but
you need something, right?
Exactly.
Flinders sending out Hansen with
tough.
the answer.
That's a big difference maker, having Hunter Hansen back.
That averages 18 and 5. He's got 8 already. And you can see that confidence, and it doesn't take much to get him going. Inside of a minute to go here in the first half. Atwater from 17 off the mark. The Silverwolves are running, and we've got, double dribble there, the call.
Yeah, right now Davis is kind of scrambling on offense to find something, and Fremont's clicking, they're driving, they're moving the basketball.
There's a 7-second differential here to close out the third quarter. All pressure there by Fremont, ends up in the steal. And here Fremont can hold for this last shot if they want. They could have a 20-point lead at the break. Down to 15. Flinders guarded by Atwater, and we got a timeout here taken, that close to that 5-second count. And so Mulaney taking the timeout. We'll take a moment here. Want to thank our sponsors that make KSL Sports Rewind possible. I don't know about you, but if you don't have any plans for your winter break or for your spring break, then you should check out Utah Jazz Camps and Clinics. Your child will receive the best instruction in the state, along with a Jazz swag bag and a ticket voucher. Secure your child's spot today at utahjazzcamps.com to improve their basketball skills, get active, and have fun. Again, that website is utahjazzcamps.com. I want to thank the Utah Jazz Camps for sponsoring KSL Sports Rewind.
This is where you start practicing stuff for state here.
Yes.
Got a few seconds left on the clock here. Let's work on our stuff.
And boy, 20, there's just something with that number and a mindset at the break. Here's Blanche, clock down to 5, handing off. Hansen gets it away, high arcing shot and hits it.
That was great defense too by Fisher.
Hunter Hansen knew he needed elevation. He got it. It's a 36-14 lead for Fremont in the season finale as they lead Davis. You're watching Davis High Basketball on KSLSports.com. Welcome back. Start of the second half. Dane Stewart, Hector Marquez with you. Interesting first half, Hector. 36-14 Fremont. If it could go wrong for Davis, it kind of did. Been a tough shooting night for the Darts on the road.
You know what? Davis doesn't like to lose. I know they're going to play hard here, and maybe if they get some shots to fall, they've had some opportunities. We'll see what happens.
Just 28% shooting from the floor for the Darts, and Fremont going right back to the well as Hunter Hansen had 11 in that first half. gets the first bucket for the Silverwolves.
If he's making shots like that, I mean, that's going to be tough.
He's now 5 of 10 from the floor, 2 of 3 from beyond the
There
arc.
we go.
That is much needed.
That's kind of what I've been saying, like that draw 2 and kick. If Davis can get in the paint, draw 2 and kick, they're going to get some open looks.
38-17. Davis took 18 shots in the first half. 10 of them were from beyond the arc. Very heavily skewed towards that three-point line. As this extra pass is strong on the shot and Atwater on the break.
Davis hasn't had a lot of fast break opportunities. Fremont's getting back.
Yeah, in fact, you look at the fast break points, it was Fremont 5-0 in that first half with that advantage. How about points in the paint? 20-4 for Fremont in that first half.
That Christian Blanche kid, man, he's always the first guy back.
That's football player mentality, man. And they've got Blanche having 6 points at the break, 6 rebounds, and a pair of assists.
I'm assuming he's a senior?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
He and Calvert. It was Calvert that time. Second thought, couldn't take it back.
Wow, that's great D by Traden.
How about the strip? He hasn't had to hit 8 threes tonight. He's been showing his defensive skills.
Yeah, he's getting the day off today a little bit. Just going to hang out in the corner for a little bit.
Hansen, boy, nice setup there. Tough drive, draws the call. Eggett going to be called here for his first.
Hunter Hansen's presence this game is very noticeable from their last meeting, and he's just finding ways to get open, get space, and get into the lane.
To the line here, Hunter Hansen with a pair. You know, Hector, you're a guy who spends a lot of time watching film, looking at players. What's the aspect of Hunter Hansen's game that is maybe least appreciated about him? I know that's kind of putting you on the spot, sorry.
You know what I really love about his game is he's so active. Even when he doesn't have the ball, he's trying to time misses, get rebounds, get putbacks, and a lot of times you don't appreciate that, but you know, that's why he's a D1 kid.
Just a junior too, he's got another year. That kick out, lost. Up the other way.
See what I mean?
Yep. He was the first man down, but he needed help from Hansen to get the bucket.
Christian should have dunked it.
We haven't had a dunk tonight. We got to remedy that. I thought I could have been going the other way.
He was in the restricted area, I think.
You and Dusty Litz are going to be good friends. Good friends. First on Blanche, or second on Blanche, my apologies. I wouldn't mind a restricted area.
I'm just happy with the shot clock, to be honest with you.
Hey, how about that three? Jonathan Gordon with the triple for Davis.
If it took about 150 years for us to get a shot clock, can you imagine how long it's going to take for us to get a restricted area?
By this time in the year 3200, we should have a restricted area. Fremont basketball, well, they built on the lead, or maintained the lead, I guess I should say. It was 22 at the break. Hansen kicking back out, 3 on the way, count it.
That's got to hurt right there because Davis played great defense. You know, they give a guy a little bit of space and he hits it.
I mean, that's the thing that kind of impressed me looking at the stats for Fremont. They were 5 of 8 from beyond the arc in the first half. I mean, any coach will take that.
Absolutely.
Here's Eggett from the corner again. That won't go. Rebounded by Hansen and a run out here for the Silverwolves.
Should have dunked it.
The problem is, if you miss the dunk, I could see Mulaney being like, all right, you're coming off the floor. We don't need that, right?
But he's a senior. He's going to leave him out there.
That's a fair point. And an offensive foul here called on Davis.
things just are not going Davis's way. And, you know, sometimes that happens. You got to keep coaching, keep it positive. You know, we got bigger things ahead. Davis could make a deep run here in the playoffs. You just don't know.
Yeah, it's been an interesting year for the Dart fans, and I'm sure that doesn't make them, you know, feel easy about it. But you think about all the turnover on this roster, guys that have been multi-year starters, and look, in what's been a very tough Region 1. I mean, the teams, it's only like a 2.5 game separation from first to fifth as Atwater gets a nice finish.
Yeah, they graduated a lot of quality players, you know. Big shout out to my guy, Rex Sunderland.
Yeah.
Had the opportunity to coach him club, and he's a great kid. And that squad was together for a long time. And I think Coach Sims is building something here. And like you said, Davis just has always had success. So just a little different this year.
Well, and I mean, you look at it, they lost to Olympus by 2. That's probably the #1 team in 5A, certainly top 3. They lost to Lone Peak by 4. That's a top team. You lose to Layton by 2. Like, these are a lot of close losses. And so, you know, I know the record is uncustomary for Davis basketball, but, like, they're not that far away. And to your point, in state tournament, you never know.
Yeah, and you know what? All these kids are getting new minutes on the floor, right?
Right.
It's all new experiences, and you know, that's a win. I know moral victories, you know, for some people don't mean anything, but they got some young guys. It's a great tradition at Davis.
Well, it's one of the schools you walk in, they have all those region championships running around the gym. And you talk about, you know, the motto, defend the tradition, the great history they have there. It means something. And we talk about some of the youth on the floor, sophomores, juniors, like, got a lot of guys coming back. This is very much still a learning, building experience for the Darts. Fremont basketball, 3:20 to go here, third quarter. Hansen pulling up. A rare miss for Hunter tonight. Rebounded by Fisher.
Good move.
That one rimmed out.
That's kind of how it's gone for Fisher today. You know,
Yeah.
Zach just had some good looks. They've just been going in and out.
Yeah, he was just one of 5 from the floor in the first half. And he's a guy that shoots over 50% from the floor. So, to your point, been one of those nights.
Yeah, Zach's got a bright future ahead of him.
Yes,
I think
he does.
he's one of those underrated kids in that 2024 class. It's so deep.
That 3 hit by Caleb Taylor, his second tonight. But to your point, with his length and his versatility, that guy has all sorts of room to grow, and he's going to be a big one.
I'm excited to see him play this club season too. You know, play some kids out of state and have some growth. Bring that back to Davis and maybe get Davis back to where they're used to being.
Yeah. There's Flinders. Hogan.
Good defense here.
Yeah, shot clock down to 2. Got to get one up. And, yeah, shot clock violation there. Great defense by Davis.
And they've been playing good defense. It's just Fremont's been hitting some buckets, and on the other end, they're just struggling.
You know, and the other thing, not to go morals, or, you know, I know, to your point, a lot of coaches don't love moral victories, but you'd rather have that tonight than next week.
Absolutely.
Right? Like, get it out of your system now.
At the end of the day, a win is a win. And that's what you want in the playoffs. Keep moving on.
I'll tell you, they're finding something here with Caleb Taylor, the young man off the bench. He's got 9 tonight, the junior.
And I like what Coach Sims is doing. He is going to his bench, and this might happen again in the playoffs, and you might have to call on some of those JV kids to come in and hit shots, get some buckets.
Well, not only that, you're getting a junior with meaningful minutes again, right?
Absolutely.
Atwater called here for his 3rd. The substitution, Bennett Wright coming back on the floor.
Speaking of young kids from Fremont, I like Easton Duft. He's a
Yes.
good little player. Tough kid.
Yeah, and just a sophomore as well. Whistle here. Lost out. Deflected out, I should say.
Hunter Hansen's craftier with the ball than he gets credit to. That's another thing that I have noticed about his game. And you know, you pressure him and he finds a way to get out of it.
Duft. That three won't go. And yeah, loose ball foul there on Blanche. Be his third.
Fremont foul, number 24, Christian Blanche. Third personal, second on the team.
Calvert going to come back on the floor here for Fremont as Blanche will get a break.
Number 25, David Calvert.
He deserves a little break. He's been working his butt off today.
Yes, he has been. Inside of a minute to go.
This defense that Fremont's playing is pretty good.
Well, how about the help by Calvert? Makes that shot really tough.
No easy shots.
No
easy shots.
And that's the thing. I mean, everything being worked for. Even that ball in the corner, you got a double team. You think, great, we're going to have guys under the basket collapse down. Like Fremont has just been quick feet tonight on both ends of the floor.
And I like how Fremont's coach, you know, he's up. He keeps coaching those kids, man. He knows that there's more at stake than just being up a few here. But he wasn't happy about that.
Coach Mulaney. There's that guy. I feel like I've grown up with Coach Mulaney. The first years we were broadcasting, he's at Roy. He sent us this great picture of Dusty and myself calling the game. He's on the sideline. We all got to be in our 20s at that point. It's an awesome, awesome picture. It's great to see what he's built here at Fremont. Done a great job.
So that was just a few years ago then, right?
Yes, literally like 2 years ago. It's fun to live down memory lane. 2 second differential here, game clock to shot clock near the end of the third quarter.
I'm assuming they're going to let Hunter Hansen do his thing here.
Shot clock down to 5. Hadley kicks it out. That shot won't go. Another shot clock violation there with 1.4.
You know, heading into the fourth quarter, I did not think we were going to have anyone down 20 going into the fourth quarter, especially how competitive their last meeting was.
Well, and typically how competitive this matchup is. I mean, I think the last game between these two that was like this was a region game in the state championship year for Fremont. And Fremont, like, their whole roster was sick. It was like a 25, 30-point win for Davis. And I was like, all right, Davis is going to win this thing. And then Fremont ends up putting together the run in the playoffs. They get the state championship. But that would bode well for the Darts, given the way tonight's gone.
Yeah, hey, never know what could happen. Like you said at the end of that girls' game, you gotta play till the whistle blows at the end.
That will do it for the third. Fremont 47-29 enjoying senior night as they lead Davis. Fourth quarter coming up next. Welcome back. Start of the fourth quarter. Dane Stewart, Hector Marquez with you. In a game that has been Fremont from the get-go.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those tough nights here where nothing could fall for Davis. Zach Fisher, I mean, they're all over him. He get nothing easy.
You know, but that's the thing. I mean, you talk about they lost to Clearfield earlier this week. First time in like 14 years. I think it was 2009 was the last time that Davis lost to Clearfield. Certainly a bitter taste. You come here in what's been a great rivalry, bitter taste. How do you clear that out with playoffs right around the corner, Hector?
You know, it just kind of depends what a coach does during film session. I would focus on the positive. I mean, they're already feeling terrible about the way they're playing. There's no reason to, you know, how they say, beat a dead horse. But let's focus on the positive and let's move on, you know. Hopefully we don't play another region opponent, get somebody else, somebody different, and let's make a run.
We have a scoreboard issue here in the gym. They're working to get that resolved. You know, I want to add something. I'm a big movie guy. One of my favorite movie lines comes from the movie For Love of the Game.
Okay.
And he talks about clear the mechanism. He's a pitcher, and on the mound, he's always like, clear the mechanism. And it's the way that he kind of focuses on the moment, right? You block out the crowd noise, you block out the naysayers, you block out what has happened, and you focus on the here and now. And to your point, look, state playoffs are a new season. It doesn't matter if you're the 1 seed, the 21 seed, it does not matter. It's a new season, clear the mechanism, come in fresh, ready to go, and play your best ball.
Absolutely. I mean, we've had an example of that last year, and you had American Fork not ranked very high, made a run. Woods Cross surprised everybody. You know, with teenagers, you just never know, right? You know, you never know what's going on in their head, and I mean, I don't know if we want to know what's going on in there.
Well, and it's been a Davis group tonight that hasn't had a full roster, not to make excuses, but there are just aspects of the game. There's Calvert there with a nice finish. Had the big first half. That's his first points here this second half. Fisher traveled. Atwater going to check back in here for Coach Sims.
We got a 2-2-1 here. Maybe speed it up a little bit, get some extra buckets for Davis.
This has been the other element I've loved about the shot clock is we've seen more full court, which I kind of figured would be the case, and I've loved it. I think it speeds up the game too. It's been fun.
Yeah, you got to have a little half court, full court in your bag. You know, games like this, you can use it. You got nothing to lose. You're down 20 going into the fourth.
Here's Calvert for three. It was just short, but Fremont able to keep it, and that's been the hustle we've seen all night.
Yep. You know, that I don't know if that goes on the stat sheet, a little tip to somebody else, but Fremont's been getting that from all their players. Hunter Hansen's been doing the little things. Christian Blanche, he's all over the floor. David Calvert's battling down inside.
Yeah. I'll let the cat out of the bag on this one. I don't think I've told you this, Hector, but at the end of the game, you get to pick a player of the game. So you can be thinking on that, ruminating for the next 6.5.
All right, I'm going to walk around here. It's senior night. Maybe some of these parents will slide me a 20 or something.
I was going to say, you can bring cookies up to the top of the bleachers. We're right next to the cameras. Player of the game can be purchased at this point. So
that's a great crowd here at Fremont.
Yes.
You could tell that they love their basketball out here.
Boy, tough shot. Just rimmed out there for Hadley. Atwater, back out.
Yeah.
You talk about Fremont loving their basketball. I mean, you go back to the days of Saxon Morby. It was kind of a one-man show, and then you start to see 2 guys, and 3 guys, then 5 guys. And again, just the job Coach Mulaney's done here his time has been impressive to turn this into a basketball school.
Absolutely, man. You got the students out here in full force. They got some Hawaiian night going on a super freezing night, so.
Corner 3 for Davis won't go.
I'm excited for the summer already, just looking at these kids.
Me too. The sun was out today. I was like, I just need another 20 degrees and we're good. Nice handoff inside. Cal the bucket. Boston Hadley. Nice movement without the basketball there.
Yeah, that's one difference that we've seen is that Fremont has been able to get by their player and draw another defender. Davis has not been able to consistently get by a defender and draw another player enough, you know, to hit those open looks.
Three-point play opportunity here for Hadley, able to convert it. He's got 6. Atwater seeing that lane. Nice take.
Yeah, they were shading him left. He left-handed, but he's still got a right hand. You got to respect that.
Flinders sends out Hadley the 3.
You know what? If Fremont plays like this, I would not want to face them or have them in my bracket in the playoffs.
I had someone tell me before the game, if we make shots, he's like, it's us and corner. I'm like, well, there's probably another team or two I'd add in there. But yes, I mean, you see the potential of what this Fremont team can be as a nice finish there at the rim. But they've got an inside game, they've got an outside game, they can run the floor, they play really good defense. This is a complete group.
You know what, I was at their game earlier this season when they played American Fork, and they were just one missed layup away from stealing that one from American Fork. I mean, I know you mentioned Corner Canyon, they're having a great season. I think they're 20-2. You know, Corner's gonna be tough. You got Cypress that's tough. I mean, there's a lot of teams in Region 3. There's Copper Hills, you got Bingham, Westlake's Pink. I mean, it's all over the board here, man.
Can I throw something at you?
Absolutely.
So I don't know if you saw this. This will be coming out on KSLSports.com here shortly. But so Q Mesa, remember the 2,000-point club?
I love Quinta Mesa.
Love that kid. You want to know something that is underappreciated about him? He's going to finish in the top 5 in career assists as well. He's going to be a top 5 scorer and a top 5 assist guy. He'll be the only guy with that on his resume. Think about that.
And it's not like he's a 6'5" kid getting whatever he wants.
Right.
Every coach game plans against him, and he still gets his buckets.
But he also feeds the rest of the team. Like, he's not out there scoring 32 of their 39 points. He's dropping 8 assists on a night when he scores 35.
He's definitely a player that makes everyone better around him.
Yes.
He attracts so much attention. People forget that, you know, you got Diego Mulford out there, you know, hitting threes. You got Justice. I mean, that's going to be a tough team to beat.
Another 3 for Hadley, who has really found, or he has been much more assertive here in the fourth quarter. He's got 9 in the quarter, 12 in the game.
Earlier we talked about whoever gets to 58 or 60 wins.
58 was your number, yeah.
We're there.
Yeah. Nailed it, Hector. Atta kid.
Let's stop the game right now.
Atwater, that's got to be blocked, yep.
You know what? When you're having a tough night, especially out on the perimeter, Coleman's doing the right thing. Let's attack the rim. Let's get to the free throw line. Let's make some easy free throws and let me get my rhythm back. Let me get that feel back.
That's the thing at this point. It's just about walking out of here and not beating yourself up mentally, right? And getting back to that feel and that rhythm and that confidence and trying to let that propel you into upcoming practices and games. Atwater makes the first.
Yeah, I'm really curious where the seeding's going to be with the Region 1 teams. You know, Syracuse, good team. Obviously Fremont, Davis. I mean,
well, because even you think about the start that Layton had, the whole season is taken into account. Not a great start for Layton. They had guys coming off of injuries. Region play, they've put it together, and this is what a lot of people expected. But how much does that early schedule interrupt or disrupt their seeding?
And how about Makai Martin, man? He's had himself a junior year. He's helping Layton win some big-time games. But yeah, you're right. I mean, I wouldn't want to play Layton.
Guess who? Hadley again.
I hope Coach leaves him in. Let's keep him rolling.
What's the school record for most made threes in a quarter?
Well, they've had some impressive players come through here. So.
That corner 3 won't go. Rebounded by Hansen. Leak out for Hogan.
Traden Hogan's let me down twice now. That's 2 opportunities to get a dunk right there and shut this thing down. and he just decides to go with the easy layup. He's got to be scared of his coach.
Atwater, a little bit of space for Coleman.
Basket number 1, Coleman Atwater.
He got himself to the free throw line, got a little feel for it, hit a 3 there.
Other end, Hansen right to the rim. And we got a timeout taken.
He just trying to get
Fremont.
some subs in here.
Yep. So we're a big believer in fun facts. This is not a fun fact for Davis. They did not have a score in double figures through 3 quarters.
Wow.
That's a rough game note. Rough game note.
But like you said earlier, let's have one of these games now. Let's watch the film. Let's adjust, and let's not let this happen again.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just trying to do math in my head. 9 for Atwater, 9 for Taylor. They're your 2 scoring leaders for Davis. Eggett with 5, Alex with 4, 7 for Zach. Just a tough night for the Darts. Meanwhile, for Fremont, it's like take your pick. You got 19 for Hansen, 15 for Hadley, 12 of those in the 4th, 13 for Calvert.
Yeah, their guys came to play today.
You know, it's got to be a Thursday night. It's got to be a Thursday night thing, right? It's got to be a Thursday night thing.
It is. Usually there's no Thursday night games out here, but
yeah,
we might have to check the books. They might be undefeated on Thursday nights.
Right. Now Fremont's going to move all their games to Thursdays. Eggett on the drive, working out. In the corner, here's Zach. Rattled out. Davis had a number of those.
Yeah, you know what? Fremont, respect the coach here. He went to his bench. He could have left the seniors out there, but, you know, it's bigger than that. He's got to keep those guys healthy, get some of these younger kids some minutes, and let's get the win and get out of here.
He does have one senior on the floor here with Hudson Barlow. Young man doesn't get a lot of PT, but on the floor now is a foul on the other end.
And I can guarantee you, if they get him a bucket, this place is going to go crazy.
Yes. Meanwhile, we'll head to the line here. Will Alex Fisher.
Number 5, Alex Fisher, shooting 2.
So while he's shooting free throws, what's your pick for 6A?
Oh, you can't ask me that. I don't know. I really don't know. I feel like this is one of the more challenging years to make a pick for a state championship in 6A and 5A. If I have to go with one, I'm not prepared for this.
We'll do it this way. I got some friends that coach in 6A. I love Coach Cuff over at AF. I love Trey Smith over at Cypress. And I'm going to go with Corner Canyon. I got to go with Corner Canyon. And I'm assuming you take the field.
I like Corner. I just feel like there's a lot of parity. And could Corner do it? You bet they could. But I don't think that they're a shoo-in either.
Nobody's a shoo-in. Like you said, there's a lot of good teams, but Max Toombs is playing at a different level.
He's playing really good basketball. Okay, here's where I'm going to go, all right? People may not like this, but people use jersey colors to make picks. I'm going to go Cypress. And why I'll go Cypress is because this is an all-time year for Cypress. So I'm leaning into it. I'm leaning into an all-time year for Cypress. Tonight on Thursday night, I'll pick Cypress. That might change, but tonight I'll go with the Pirates.
All right, I'll check on you tomorrow. But
yeah.
I love the pick, Quentin Meza. That kid is just different. But yeah, I mean, American Fork got one of the biggest teams in the West.
They are so big. They're so big.
Yeah.
I think that's a team that should scare people. I'll tell you, there's a lot of teams that could play sports. Layton is probably my sleeper. Okay, the Layton Lancers are my sleeper. That's the team that I think could upset a lot of people. As Darius Wright, the junior, checks in. He gets a big ovation. I think Harriman could sneak up on teams. I think Lone Peak can be scary.
You know who my sleeper is? How about Fremont? Fremont's my sleeper.
Well, here's the thing. Fremont may have a top 5 seed in this thing. To your point, the way they play tonight, they're going to give a lot of teams fits.
If Hunter Hansen and David Calver play like that, and they get other guys to pitch in, you got Christian Blanchard all over the floor. You know, they got to go into their bench and got production. I mean, that's tough. That's a very valuable thing to go to your bench and get production, and Fremont's had that today.
They have certainly showed everything you need to win a state championship. The defense, the shooting, penetration, versatility, depth. They've been impressive. Final 20 seconds. And a foul called here. You would take Corner Canyon tonight?
I would take Corner Canyon tonight. Like I said, Max Toombs is playing really well, and they got some size. Brody's great. Jackson Roberts, man, that kid is a bouncy kid. He jumps those lanes, and it's 2 and hanging on the rim at the other end.
That's what you like. You like the dunk.
I like the
I'm
dunks,
noticing
man.
this trend. You must be an Oreo guy, right? You always dunk.
Yeah, I love me some Oreos.
Another foul given. Fremont will head to the line. This will be Mike Lane.
Number 15, Michael Lane.
We do want to remind you, KSL Sports Rewind, we're going to take you all the way to your state champions. Right here on KSLSports.com. We'll have playoff action coming up for you next week. Boys and girls, 5A and 6A. And then every game from the quarterfinals on will be right here on KSLSports.com.
I remember when I was playing in high school and you get in as a freshman, just get your name in the paper. Get your name in the paper, kid.
And letters being earned. 2 for 2 there for Lane. Here's Fisher from the corner. There you go.
Glad to see one go through the net for Zach Fisher.
Positive thoughts. Don't have to inbound. They won't. Fremont sent notice early, and they held on through the duration. 67-45, the Silverwolves with the win over Davis. Hector, your final thoughts and a player of the game.
You know what? I love Christian Blanch. He played a big part in getting that separation, but I got to go with Hunter Hansen. He just had a complete game. Quality shots. He didn't force too many shots. I mean, if he did, they were late in the shot clock. And he was a leader. And it's good to see him healthy, back on the court, and ready to make a state run.
Both these two teams ready for state. It's right around the corner. Thank you for joining us. Hector, thanks for coming on, man. Great to have you.
Man, that was awesome.
We'd love to have you back.
I might have to ask permission. The wifey, but we'll see what we can do.
All right. Hey, thank you so much. Fremont gets the senior night win and the region championship. 67-45 over Davis. For Vince Francis, Hector Marquez, my name is Dave Stewart. Thanks for joining us, and come back next week. We've got trips to the state championships starting right here on Wednesday, only on KSLSports.com. Good night.